Welcome back to Man vs Squirrel, the series where I like to pretend this is actually a competition with squirrels, but in reality it's a complete blowout. In the last episode, we began taking stock of all the previous obstacles and began to retire or repurpose some of our failed ideas. In this, we tore down the old swing, which saw a few iterations in Man vs Squirrel 2, all of them failed pretty spectacularly. So the old swing was repurposed as a bridge that was at least entertaining to watch. But that still left me with a goal I had not yet accomplished. How could I get a squirrel to swing? Well, in the last episode, we built the slippery tube that posed one hell of a challenge. And in the interest of using all of the Christmas presents, the lid of the tube looked to be the perfect swing seat. So with a length of rope and some trunking to reduce friction, the newly imagined swing was born. Strap yourself in for this one, because I am determined to make that squirrel swing. Let's not beat around the bush here, the squirrel can have the point, because we all know they will find a way to cheat. This isn't about that, in this video, I want that squirrel to swing. As ever, the squirrel started out cautious but curious. The alluring smell of all those goodies seemed to be keeping them coming back again and again. Plus they clearly understood the concept of the swing from those little pushes on the ground. Maybe we were into an early winner. That said, cheating was never too far out the squirrel's mind. In fact, if you have been keeping up with these videos, then it should come as no surprise that cheating was the favoured method of the squirrel. It's hard to fault them, of course, as they're always going to take the easy route to get the grub. With a hard day of cheating under the squirrel's belt, it is time to implement some anti-cheat. At the time, I didn't have much to work with, but I decided to try to cover the easiest angle of approach, while also propping up the wood from the original swing as a makeshift ramp to give them a nice approach from the ground. I think you all know what happens next. There is still a clear glimmer of hope to this story. In between rounds of cheating and moments of panic, our itchy friend actually managed something close to a swing. Less a joyous event like a child swinging freely and more a chaotic panic. Still, it was something. Now we just needed to do something about that cheating. I went digging through the spare parts bin and found something a little more substantial for this anti-cheat. Hopefully we can finally see an end to it. Or not. At least every tweak makes it a little bit more difficult to cheat. And as the cheatier routes get less desirable, the desired routes start to show up more and more. That said, you may have noticed that with one avenue for cheating made much more difficult, another one had become the favoured route, spanning the gap from the pole. Time to get even more anti-cheat mocked up, but I was still a bit low on bits and bobs, so I came to a fairly simple solution. Sure, I had lost my ramp, but at least it should deal with the cheating situation. This highly technical piece of engineering known as leaning a plank in the way was sure to thwart any would-be cheaters. Alright, so maybe there were some design flaws, but it would have to do for now. I would continue to reset the plank and let the squirrel go for a while, seeing what they would do. so the plank wasn't achieving much, but between all of the cheating there was a few good tries in there. I wasn't sure if I would get a better swing than that, but I was excited to find out. And as for cheating, while I did need to do something about them going over the top, I really needed to do something about that pole. So the next level of anti-cheat came into play. A couple of plastic bottles were sure to do the trick. They were noisy and slippery. There should be plenty to stop the cheating. But that wasn't all. It was time to really space out those upper defences too. Making the top even wider should eliminate any over-the-top cheating. We were in a good place. Let's see how they handle it. I think you know the story so far and how it goes from here. The basic design is done. Now I just keep tweaking little things that aren't really worth mentioning. We had already got a pretty decent swing, but I wanted to see if I could capture the best swings the squirrels were capable of. So here is a montage of some of my favourite things that I captured. Let's get to it. Hopefully you enjoy that little montage. The squirrels have certainly mastered the art of getting food out the swing, and while I don't expect to see a squirrel sat in the lid gleefully swinging anytime soon, I couldn't be happier with the end result. Thanks for watching.